All right, good morning and welcome to our weekly App State football press conference with head coach Sean Clark. The Mountaineers close out their home season on Saturday against James Madison at 2:30 on ESPN+. Coach Clark will give us an opening statement and then take questions from media.
Good morning. Again, our team's excited. Back in front of our fans, our students here at the Rock on Saturday. It will be homecoming and Black Saturday this weekend. It's a special day to honor our seniors who have been here 4 to 5 years and given their all for App State, the football program, and the university. And our goal is to be 1-0 versus a very good JMU football team. So I had a great week of practice in our open week. Had a chance to go out recruiting and got back to practice last night. Had a great practice last night. Our players are off today. We started again on Tuesday.
David Ware, 24/7 Sports. Sean, again, we'll kind of open on the health front. Obviously, we saw the tweet that came out from Kaden Robinson, unfortunate end for his career here. What else took place over the week when you had a little bit of extra time to maybe get some guys headed back in the right direction?
Yeah, first of all, it's very unfortunate for Kaden. Again, really feel bad for him of what all he's done for our program. A great kid, great player. He's had his surgery and he's on his road to recovery. Kaden Roberts will still be out. David Larkin practiced yesterday. He's probable. He has some limited reps yesterday. Eli Wilson and Michael Hughes will be questionable. We hope to get back to return to play on Tuesday, and we'll have more answers for you on Wednesday. So getting better, still not 100%, but again, everyone's banged up this time of year.
It seems like just from watching some practice that maybe the running back room is starting to fill back up.
Yes, Anderson Castle, he's been back. He was limited versus Coastal Carolina. Mikel Haywood was emergency versus Coastal Carolina. It was a game-time decision. As of yesterday, both practiced. So, again, we feel better at that position. And it's going to be running back by committee as we finish up the season.
Obviously, you're working on every phase of the game for this week against JMU. Speaking specifically about the defense, especially after the Coastal game, what are the things that have been the points of emphasis to try to come in and face what's going to be a very effective JMU offense?
Yeah, during the bye week, we had to make sure we simplified things for our players on defense so we could play faster and tackle better. I mean, we've eliminated our calls going into this week, but again, it's a very good James Madison football team, especially on offense. The quarterback does a great job of getting the ball out of his hands, a very good offensive line, and you kind of look through the numbers, who are their targets. They spread the ball around. They hit their explosive plays. So we have to do a really good job up front. We have to win the line of scrimmage, which is going to be tough because, again, their offensive line is playing at a high level right now. They have great running backs. Tight end can make a few mismatches because he can catch the ball and block as well on the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a tough match, some matchups. But, again, we have to win those matchups.
With a new coaching staff in there, is there anything different you see about the persona of the team, the way they play, the way they approach things?
No, Coach Chase did a great job coming in, and they had to replace a lot of players that have left throughout the portal. But, again, they're playing very well right now in all three phases. So, again, he's a really good football coach, and his kids like to play for him, and you can tell that when they watch tape. You back watching the Carolina game and the game this past weekend versus ODU, they enjoy playing football.
Chris Womack, WLOS. With Kaden going down, it's obviously a next man up mentality anytime there's an injury, but he's such a big part of the offense and does some pretty special things. How much different do you anticipate the offense looking with him gone?
Well, it's hard to replace Kaden Robinson, just what he's brought to our offense and things he can do. But, again, as you have to recruit, that's what we've done here. So Michael Hetzel and Chris Lawson have been able to play the slot position. We've been able to move Mekhi Jackson around some different personnel groupings. But, again, we'll be creative. Again, you can't replace the value of what Kaden brought to our football team. But, again, I'm really excited to see these young guys get their chance and to go out there and play college football. And it's going to be fun to watch. They've had a great attitude throughout the bye week, and they've been practicing very well. And now when the lights are on, it'll be interesting to see how well they play. But I'm excited to watch them go out and play on Saturday.
Sitting at 99 wins as an FBS program, if you go back to that transitionary period, was there anything that really kind of stuck out to you about that?
Well, I wasn't here when the transition into FBS, but with Coach Moore and Satterfield taking through the transition period and then drinking for a year. Just again, we have a good football program here. It's not going to be one of those where we just have a good program. I think it's about getting the right people in your building, and that's what we do in the recruiting process. Get guys that fit who we are and what we do. I mean, we're a developmental program, and our kids have really bought into that. And again, it's going to be. We have a great future here at App State.
Coach David Jackson, Parkway Sports. This year has been more start-stop, part of that hurricane-related, but you play a few weeks, you have an off week, play another couple games, have an off week. Does that fit this team and its needs, or is that annoying in a sense that rhythm is hard to create at a time of year where rhythm means everything?
Well, this is the first year since I've been the head football coach we had a true bye week, and you add in the stoppage for the hurricane and Thursday night games, but really this bye week couldn't come at a better time. And we don't make excuses here, but again, we were really banged up like most people are in college football. So to be able to get this bye week to get healthy and to really get caught up on academics and the training room was big for us, and hopefully that pays off this weekend.
You mentioned this a minute ago, but just to expand on young players getting opportunity, that has been a historical thing within this program, that guys get that chance to have the light shine on them and they become the next household name. Do you see seeds of that right now because of the injuries that you mentioned, that there are some people that are maybe making a case that they would have had to wait till spring to make otherwise?
I do. I think you look at our tight end room, especially with Eli Wilson and David Larkin going out, Max Dragg and Kane Hemlett came in and really impressed us. Things that we knew that they were going to be really good players here, expedite the process in some ways, but those two are two really good players. Our running back room, we knew we had a deep running back room. Thank goodness we did, because, again, we've been banged up with that position. Our receiver room, you look at Chris Lawson, he's been waiting his turn, and this is a chance for him. And Michael Hessel's played a lot of football here, and again, but playing behind Kaden. So he plays sparingly this year, but again, he's a kid that come in and play winning football for us.
Greer Hodge, Appalachian Weekly News. Mobile quarterbacks are often harder to defend. How will Alonzo Barnett challenge your defense this week?
Well, Barnett's a really good quarterback to begin with. I mean, he's going to be he can beat you with his arm or his legs. We do a great job of containing him in the pocket and to make him one-dimensional, which is tough because their scheme allows him to be in an empty set where you have to make it. Are you going to play coverage? You're going to play the quarterback, and so we have some different adjustments as far as that goes. But again, it's always a challenge when he's a running quarterback. You have to add another person to the fit on defense, and but again, it's going to be a great challenge for us. Our defensive staff is working hard right now to have a great game plan. The fortunate part is we've had a few extra days to prepare for that, and the biggest thing we have to execute. And again, we can draw it up on the board. If we don't execute, then it doesn't matter. So that's what went back and told our coaches to make it a simple game plan, the one our players to go out and execute and play at a high level.
Not only does JMU have a new coach and a new quarterback, but they have had a lot of roster turnover in the past year. What are the differences you see in the JMU team you faced last year versus this year?
Again, two different head coaches, two different football teams, but again, it's still a great football program. And what Bob's been able to do there to put his stamp on that program. Again, they're playing hard, they're playing fast. They got really good players. They did a really good job in the portal. They had a quarterback that had been there before, so it wasn't like it was start with a new quarterback. And he's from Greensboro, from Grimsley High School. So again, not much has changed. It's still a really good JMU football program, just a different head coach.
Bob Dillner, Appalachian Weekly News, App TV. Coach, that defense for JMU, very stout. If you take a look at the statistics and so forth, how much of a challenge will that be for your offense come this Saturday?
It's going to be a big challenge. You look at their defensive front, their two inside guys are really good against the run. Their edge rushers can really rush the passer. They're long. They do a great job with their hands, and it frees your linebackers up. If you can take double teams on with your defensive line, that it gives you a chance to run linebackers through. Again, they have a great third down package where they want to overload to one side and show you five from one side and bring the blitz from the other side. So, again, I think it all adds together. They have a great back end, and again, that's why they've won those kind of games. They're 8-2 for a reason. They got great team, and they have a lot of team speed as well.
And, of course, things are different here on the mountain. You have a 12th man in that crowd and that student section and so forth. You've been through some of these senior days and homecomings and so forth. What do you need out of that atmosphere from that crowd to help this team on Saturday?
Well, we're very fortunate here about our fans and our students that they bring the home field advantage to us, and we have to do our part as well, and there's no question about that. But again, there's one thing I never have to question is our enthusiasm from our students and our fans. It gives us a great home field advantage, and we're very appreciative of that.
Matt President, Appalachian Sports Network. Coach, the last time you had a bye, and you mentioned it's rare that you get one, let alone two in a season, but your team comes out and wins each of the next two games. Is there anything you take away from the way you approach things in the last bye week that you were able to replicate or or integrate into the way you did things this past 10 days?
Well, I think one thing you could do during a bye week is go back and do self-reflection of what you do good and what you have to improve on. The bye week did come some good times to get some players healthy, but I think the one thing we're going to be is consistent with our players of how we approach things. And but again, it gives us a time to get fresh again, and it's going to be a very physical football game versus a very good football team. So it's going to take all we can do to be successful, and it's what our players are excited for. I mean, it's the next game up. It's a 1-0 mentality, but in the same sense, it's your last home game, a chance to celebrate the seniors that have been here for 4 or 5 years, some people 6, to really say thank you for what you've done. And that's the key. These games can be emotional because you're saying bye to a lot of great people first, and then great football players. And being an alum, I know what that's like. And now as the head coach, you know that you have to be able to after the ceremony is over, draw a line in the sand and go out and play football. And we have a team that understands that, and so we're excited to play. But again, it's another way to say thank you to our seniors.
You mentioned the senior day and all that means in the day and age of attrition in college athletics, to have 3 guys in Ronald Clark, Christian Horn, and Eli Wilson who have been in an App State uniform all 5 years, and to have those 5 years also coincide with your 5-year tenure as the head coach here, what have those relationships meant to you?
I think it's special. I think now in today's age of college football that that's going to become more rare to have players who have been in 4 and 5 years. So, again, just very thankful for all 3 of them that when they were coming in that they trusted in myself and this program to get what they wanted to do. They wanted to get a world-class degree and play for championships. They've done that. And just great families, great people, and that's what we want here at App State.
Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you.